Hey everyone, this is Angela from Bake It With Love, and today we're going over one of my favorite recipes for what to do with prime rib after you've had your holiday gathering, right? This is my leftover prime rib beef stroganoff. It's one of my most popular recipes after the holidays. It's a great one because not only is it a fantastically flavorful meal, but it's also a pretty simple one. It's a little bit of sautéing, a little bit of gravy that you're making, and then adding in the meat, so you don't have to worry about special ways to reheat your prime rib. It's just going to go in the gravy and heat up in it with just a few minutes, and then it's ready to serve. So I've got some pasta going. I'm going to get this dished up, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we're going to start out our leftover prime rib beef stroganoff, also called prime stroganoff, with a large skillet, fairly deep. You can use a Dutch oven. Mine's ugly, so I'm not using it. I've got my sliced leftover prime rib here. I've got my onions. I grated them because we're using onions instead of shallots, which is what I usually prefer in this. It's a milder flavor. So I grated the onions so they're going to cook really, really well and not be noticeable chunks in my stroganoff. I've also got my garlic, the canned minced already. That's ready to go. Some Baby Portabella mushroom slices here. And we're going to start off with a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And we'll turn that on about a medium heat, okay? We use olive oil so we don't burn stuff. Otherwise you'd start with butter. Butter will burn. Let that get warmed up. We're going to add the onions and the garlic first and just kind of saute that until your onions and your garlic are tender. You can do it longer, especially if you have kids that don't want to bite into that at all. But we're going to do it for a minute or two, and then we'll start adding our roux, which is butter and some flour. So we want to thicken this up. I'm going to use a touch of sour cream in this. For those that don't like the taste of sour cream, you can use heavy cream instead because it's nice and thick. You can also use milk, but you might need to balance that out with some more flour to get your thickened sauce, okay? This is one of my very, very popular recipes on the website. And of course it's really popular after Christmas, which is why we're trying to get it done now so that it's in time for you guys to enjoy it this year. I like this recipe because it is super simple. We're just waiting for this to get nice and hot. It's pretty super simple, plus it's a really good way to use your leftover prime rib. So, the few things that people are sometimes a little iffy about with stroganoff is the tang from your Worcestershire sauce and the tang from your sour cream. So like I said, if you don't like sour cream, use something else. Use heavy cream, use milk, use a little bit more flour to balance out the milk. If you don't like Worcestershire sauce, take it easy on that. Go a little bit heavier maybe on Dijon and your seasoning. Just use a little bit of Worcestershire. There's also a difference in your Worcestershire brands. Like Lee & Perrins is got more bite to it. The Heinz, which is what I have because they have great big bottles of it and it's cheaper, it's a little sweeter, so you can use more and get the same great flavor. This is getting a little toasty. I can see some bubbles starting. My induction burner doesn't like it when I lift pans away, so get our onion and garlic in there. And let it just do its thing. We'll do our butter next. This is just 2 tablespoons of butter. The onion, you can use a little bit less if you want, but I used about a half of a large onion. A small onion would work. A medium onion, I'd still go with about half. And this is a sweet onion instead of white because I'm trading off for the shallots, which I prefer more. Now we got the camera set up to show you what we're doing here a little closer. You see that moisture is steaming off of the onions, which we like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my butter and start combining it here. Just let it melt. Go ahead and add your flour. It's going to make it nice and pasty. and your seasoning, which I love sage in my seasoning. Tarragon is in there. Some thyme. I already added my pepper, but I'm going to hold off on my salt until I see how the flavors come together. You can add that. We're going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of beef broth now. It's our liquid, and it'll kind of deglaze the pan and get those little fried bits that were in there. Got my Worcestershire, 2 tablespoons. Less if you're sensitive to how tangy it is and you're not a Worcestershire fan. You can use Dijon. I'm using a stone ground, real coarse mustard there instead, because I like it better. Splashing everywhere. I'm just going to kind of let that simmer and do its thing for a minute while it thickens. See, it's starting to simmer. If you need to, reduce the heat to keep it at just this low bubble here. And the prime rib, it's sliced. It's been out at room temperature for a little while, so it's going to warm faster in the sauce. Okay, we only want to heat it in the sauce about 2 to 3 minutes to heat it through. Once this is thickened here, you don't need to do anything special to heat your prime rib portion before adding it to the sauce. Like I said, I'm going to reduce my heat as necessary to keep it at just a low simmer. I'm going to let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes until the sauce is thickened. If it gets too thick, add a little bit of broth. If it's too thin, make a little slurry of about a tablespoon each of flour and cold water. And then whisk it into your sauce as best you can with the giant mushrooms in the way. Make sure that while you're simmering, you go ahead and scrape the bottoms occasionally. Make sure nothing's sticking or burning. We don't want that. I want to ruin it before it even gets started, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my rib. There's about a pound here. I weighed it. It was what was left over. I cut it into bite-sized chunks, because I don't want to have to take a knife with me. I'm going to go enjoy my decadent pasta. We're going to let that go ahead and simmer some more with all the mushrooms and the gravy. It's going to add all that great prime rib flavors. I'm not sure how you like to make your prime rib. We've got a couple different prime rib recipes on the website. One is a simple oven roasted with a dry rub for the prime rib. Another one has kind of a horseradish and garlic crusted prime rib, oven roasted. And I've got a smoked prime rib that I'm adding too, which was like the best treat ever. And if you're watching this before you have leftovers, before the holidays, I have a wonderful post, I'll link below, that is what to serve with prime rib. So your entire dinner ideas taken care of. And I'll also link in my leftover prime rib recipes below this for all of them. I've got some fantastic stuff that's already up on the website and more that is coming soon. Now, stroganoff, you usually see it served over pasta. It can be served over rice or potatoes, which is traditional in Russia, where stroganoff came from. If you're eating keto, Obviously you couldn't use the flour. I would go with the heavy cream to thicken this, but you can serve that over riced cauliflower, which is absolutely delicious in and of itself. So never fear, you can enjoy this too. And the last thing we're going to do here, I wish I had a bunch of fresh herbs, but I don't. It's already snowing here in Minnesota. On October 20th, we got like 7 inches. So when we remove this from the heat, that's when I add the sour cream. If you're going to add heavy cream, do it thin. And then stir it in. We don't want to scald the sour cream when we add it, or have it separate. So. At this point is when I would, your flavors are starting to come together. It should be. Your meat's added now. So whatever seasoning was on your beef is being added to this wonderful gravy. This is the point that I would taste it and adjust any seasoning that's needed. Add salt if you want. When I'm cooking a delicious meal like this, I really like to use either sea salt or the Himalayan salt to season it rather than table salt. Because I think I'm partial to Himalayan salt anyway. I think it adds great flavor. Okay, I'm going to turn the power off here. And literally, I just don't want it to continue to simmer when I add my sour cream. Just go scoop it on out and right into there. And then mix it in. If you're cooking pasta, you can combine this directly with your pasta, or you can drain and rinse your pasta, coat it with some olive oil, and serve it separately so that it's on top of the pasta. Which, if I know that I'm going to have leftovers of my leftovers, I like to just cook up enough pasta for the meal and then store my gravy with the beef here separate. And then I'll cook up more pasta on demand, or if it's coated in olive oil, it'll store pretty well as long as you rinse it in cool water to stop the cooking process. There, my fan kicked off. There we go. That is ready to serve.